students, welcome to chemistry class. I am Mamta Bankar, your chemistry lecturer. So today we start with the very first lesson, that is some basic concepts of chemistry. In this lesson you are going to study about the some very important and basic concepts which we need to understand the chemistry, that is for the further understanding of the chemistry. So in this lesson, we are going to study about the definition of chemistry, its importance and some terminologies and the stoichiometric problems. So how to calculate. So therefore this lesson is very important. It is a basic lesson. It is interconnected with the other lessons. So mostly for the physical chemistry. So first we start with the definition of chemistry. So chemistry ge number of definitions na ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ text books ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So we go through the NCERT book. As you all know, chemistry is an branch of science, so which deals with the study of composition. So as you know, composition means, so what are the particles present in that structure. So that means how these constituent particles are arranged and the physical and chemical properties, that is the properties of the matter. Properties of matter. As you all know, matter is anything which occupies space and has a mass. So thus chemistry is a branch of science which deals with the study of composition, structure and properties of matter. So thus chemistry all about the study of an matter. So therefore, chemistry is also known as an study of matter. And we know that the basic constituents of the matter are atoms and molecules. So thus chemistry is also known as an science of atoms and molecules. So thus the chemistry is also a study of matter and it is also a science of atoms and molecules. So later we discuss about what are atoms and what are the molecules. So we are studying chemistry mainly in three different parts, or they are called as three branches of chemistry. So what are those three branches of chemistry? So these are, the first one is the physical chemistry. Physical chemistry. Second one is inorganic chemistry. And the third one is organic chemistry. So physical chemistry that deals with the various laws and theories which govern the physical and chemical properties of the matter. That means the way in which the physical properties that influence or depends on their chemical structure, properties and the reactions. And the second one is the inorganic chemistry. So inorganic chemistry deals with the metals and non-metals. So collectively they are called as elements. So thus inorganic chemistry deals with the study of elements and their compounds. So yes, the elements are of two types, that is metals and the non-metals. Therefore inorganic chemistry is all about the study of metals and non-metals, that is the occurrence, extraction and the properties of their compounds. And the third branch or the third part is organic chemistry. So it is a very biggest branch of the chemistry, so which mainly deals with the study of carbon compounds. Okay, so we know that carbon compounds are nothing but the organic compounds, so they are also known as what? Hydrocarbons. So thus organic chemistry deals with hydrocarbons and their derivatives. So what are hydrocarbons? So as you know, hydrocarbons are the compounds which containing only the carbon and hydrogen. So derivatives of hydrocarbons means, so one or more hydrogen atom of the hydrocarbons are replaced by other atom or a group of atom. For example, in any hydrocarbon like methane, ethane, or you can take butane, hexane, anyone. So if one of the hydrogen atom is replaced by the OH group, a group of two atoms, it is one of the group. So if it is replaced by OH group, then that class of organic compounds are called as alcohols. So similarly, if hydrogen atom is replaced by the CHO group, so then it is called as aldehydes. That class of organic compounds are called as what? Aldehydes. So similarly, by the CO group, then they are called as what? Ketones. So if they are replaced by the halogen atom, they are called as allo compounds or the allo alkanes. So etc. So all these, what are these? That is alcohols, aldehydes, ketones, alloalkanes. So all these are known as what? The derivatives of an hydrocarbons. Okay. So thus organic chemistry deals with hydrocarbons and their derivatives. So these are the three main branches of chemistry. So other than that, so we have many other branches in chemistry. So like biochemistry, analytical chemistry, and we have agricultural chemistry, etc. So but for PUC, so we are studying only in these three parts, that is physical, inorganic and the organic chemistry. Okay. So now we move to the importance of chemistry. Okay. So first I would like to write chemistry is everywhere. So first ನಾನು chemistry is everywhere ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So because we know that, so chemistry is a study of matter. So matter ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, anything which occupies space and has a mass. So all the things which is surrounding us. For example, if you have taken the chalk piece or the board, duster, tables. Okay. So air, water, or if you considered our body, so all these are nothing but what? The matter. Okay. So the body, that is the skin, or the proteins, enzymes, so all these are what? The matter. So therefore the matter is present everywhere, so therefore chemistry is also present everywhere. So therefore I want to say chemistry is everywhere. So when we concern to the importance of chemistry, so importance of chemistry ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ, so ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಲೈಫ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸೇ ಈಸ್, ಸೊ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರೋಲ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಲೈಫ್. ಎಸ್ ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದಾಗಿಂದ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆನಾ? ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನೋಯಿಂಗ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಅನ್ನೋಯಿಂಗ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಮಗೆ ಟೂತ್ ಬ್ರಷ್ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಟೂತ್ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಸೋಪ್ಸ್, ಡಿಟರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೋಪ್, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸೋಪ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ಲಾತ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೋ ಕ್ಲಾತ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಪಾಲಿಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೈಲಾನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪಾಲಿಮರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಮ್ ಆರ್ hexamethylene diamine and the ethylene glycol. Okay. So and we have polystyrene. Okay. So rayon, all these are the polymers, the cloths we wear. So if you have taken the cotton, that is also a polymer of what? Cellulose. Okay, and the various colors. So cloth irbodu, or if you have take any objects, so we have the beautiful colors. So colors ಅಂತ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಲರ್ಸ್ನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಸೊ ಕಲರ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಕಲರ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಕಲರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕಿಚನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದಾಗ ಫುಡ್ ಕುಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ವಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಹೀಟ್. ಸೊ ಹೀಟ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೈ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಕಂಬಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್. ಸೊ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಡ್ ಡೈಜೆಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫುಡ್ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್. So then we get what? Carbon dioxide, water and the energy. So like that we are using chemistry in every way. So in our daily life we are using the chemistry knowingly or unknowingly. Thus it plays very important role in our daily life. Okay. So and it also plays very important role in meeting the needs of human needs for food and the health. So when we consider the food, so we know that to increase the yield of the food, so we are using many fertilizers, is it? So pesticides and the insecticides to increase the yield of the food. So and in the health, in the field of health, okay, so we are using many chemicals as a drugs. That is to cure the various diseases we are using many chemicals as a drugs. Okay, in that the two important chemicals, so they are Taxol and cisplatin. So these are known as life-saving drugs. Life-saving drugs. So these two chemicals, they are known as what? Life-saving drugs are used in the treatment of the cancer. So and one more chemical, it is named as azithromycin. So it is abbreviated as AZT. So it is one of the chemical which helps the victims of AIDS, which helps the patients which are suffering from the AIDS. So not only these two, number of organic chemicals or organic compounds are used as a drugs to cure the various diseases, but these are very important for the exam point. For Taxol and cisplatin, they are called as life-saving drugs, and the azithromycin, that is AZT, that is an AIDS. So not only in these, so and also chemistry plays very important role in checking the pollution. So we know that so environmental pollution is mainly due to the various hazardous chemicals, okay, so which is released into the environment. So we know that chlorofluorocarbons, so these are the refrigerants which are used in the refrigeration. So CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons, are the dangerous chemicals, are the hazardous chemicals which deplete the ozone layer. And we also know that the chemical like methane, carbon dioxide, etc., so which affects the greenhouse effect. So these gases are mainly responsible for the greenhouse effect. Okay. So nowadays, in the recent days, the chemistry successfully synthesized the alternative, that is a safer alternative for these dangerous or the hazardous chemicals. Okay. So one of that is CNG. ಸೊ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರ CNG ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಆಟೋಮೊಬೈಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ CNG, ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಪಲ್ಯೂಟೆಂಟ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಡೀಸೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಮೆನಿ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೇಫರ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೀಸ್ hazardous chemicals. Okay. So not only in these, so we have many applications or many importance of chemistry in many other fields. Okay. So then we move on to the matter. So as you know, matter is anything which occupies space and has a mass, is it? And all of you are studied ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗಿಂದನೂ ಓದಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ 3 states: solid, liquid and gas. Okay, so we are not discussing more about the states of the matter, so you already learned. So then we have to discuss about the properties of matter and their measurement. Okay, the next we move on to the properties of matter and their measurements. ಸೊ ಮೆಷರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗಿಂದನೂ ಓದ್ಕೊತಾ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ನಾವು ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಎನ್ ಯುನಿಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ. Okay, so these properties are classified into 2 types, that is the physical property and chemical property. So first, the physical property. So these are the properties, those properties so which can be measured or observed. So which can be measured or observed, so without changing its identity. So without changing its identity or the chemical composition. So for example, so color. So if you have to observe the color of any object, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಕಲರ್ ಏನಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಏನೂ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅದರ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬೈ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದ ಕಲರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ. ಸೊ ಅದರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಓಡರ್, that is a smell or the fragrance of any object or any matter, and the melting point or the boiling point. So volume, mass, density, all these are the physical properties. Okay, so when you consider the boiling point of the water, take another example, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ವಾಟರ್ದು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ವಾಟರಲ್ಲಿ H2O ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಚೇಂಜ್ ದಟ್ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಹೀಟ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆಷರ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್. So that gives what the boiling point of the water. So therefore to measure these properties we need not to change its identity or the chemical composition. So then those properties are known as what? The physical properties. Clear? So then the second one is the chemical properties. So chemical properties are those so which can be measured or observed so with change. That means by changing its identity. That means to observe or to measure the chemical property, so we need to change its chemical composition or we need to change its identity. So for example, so consider the characteristic chemical reactions of any substance or any matter, or you can consider the combustibility. So combustibility, to check the combustibility of any matter, so we have to burn that substance. So when it burns, it undergoes oxidation and it changes to carbon dioxide and water if it is an hydrocarbon. Okay, so similarly the other is acidity, basicity. So all these are the chemical properties. The basicity is a property of an acid. That means how many bases are required to react with 1 mole of an acid to form salt and water is nothing but basicity. Therefore to check the basicity of an acid, so we need to react an acid with a base. For example, if you have taken HCl, all of you know that HCl is an acid. So when that HCl is treated with a base, example sodium hydroxide, so it forms what? Sodium chloride plus water. Okay, So therefore 1 mole or 1 molecule of HCl so needs 1 molecule of sodium hydroxide to form salt and water. Therefore its basicity is 1. That means to check the basicity of the HCl, its composition is changed from HCl to NaCl. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ HCl ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಆಟಮು ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ NaCl. ಸೊ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ HCl ಇಂದ NaClಗೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಲೂಸಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ. So thus chemical properties are those so which can be observed or measured so by changing its identity or the chemical composition. Clear? So these are the types of properties, physical property and the chemical properties. Okay. Then we move on to the measurement of these properties. How to measure these properties? So we know that many of the properties are quantitative in nature. So quantitative ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, quantity means amount. So that depends upon the amount. Quantitative in nature. So therefore to measure or to observe such quantitative properties. Okay. So then to represent that properties. Okay. The quantitative observation or the measurement of any property is represented by a number followed by the unit. It requires two things. One is the number and second one is unit. So for example, so if you have to measure the length, so length of any object or if you consider length of the cloth. ಸೊ ನೀವೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಾತ್ ಶಾಪಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕ್ಲಾತ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಮೆಷರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಸೊ 2 ಕ್ಲಾತ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕ್ 2 ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಲಾತ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? ಸೊ 2 ಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅಥವಾ 6 ಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾತ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ವೆಜಿಟಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಕೆ ಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ 5 kg ಶುಗರ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ an observation or the measurement of the quantitative property. How it is represented? By a number followed by the unit. So 2 is a number and m is the unit, that is meter. So it is an unit of what? That is unit of the length. So in 5 kg, 5 is a number and kg is the unit, that is unit of mass. So therefore for the observation or the measurement of any quantitative properties are represented by the number followed by the unit. Okay. So 2 different systems so were being used in different parts of the world. So those 2 systems are English system and metric system. So English system and the metric system. So metric system was established in the So metric system was established in the France at the end of the 18th century. Okay. And it is more convenient than that of the English system. So because the metric system uses the decimal system. It uses a decimal system. So in English system, so you have to take either 2 kg of sugar or 3 kg. So 2 kg in ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 kg ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. But in metric system uses the decimal. So therefore you can take 2.5 kg or you can use 2.005 etc. So it uses the decimal. Therefore the metric system is more convenient than that of the English system. ಸೊ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಫೆಲ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಸೊ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ನೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ ಸೊ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಮೆಷರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Okay, so that was established in 1960. So that is an international system of units. So it is abbreviated as SI system or SI unit. So this SI unit having 7 base units. It has 7 base units. So these 7 base units are pertain to the 7 fundamental properties. So all other properties, so there are only the 7 fundamental properties, and all other properties are derived from these fundamental properties. Okay, so 7 base units yadu. So fundamental properties of SI system, I think all of you have studied in your previous classes. So once again you have to recall all those 7 fundamental properties and the fundamental properties and their units. Okay, so what are those 7 fundamental properties? First I will write the 7 fundamental properties and then its symbol and SI unit and its symbol. Okay, the first one is mass. So mass is represented by the symbol. The symbol of mass is M and its SI unit is kilogram. It is represented as kg, small letter k. You have to use small letter k. The second one is time. So time is represented by small letter t and its unit is second and it is represented as s. Okay, so most of the time we are used to represent second as sec, but it is the wrong representation. The symbol of second is only the s. Then the third one is length. So length is represented by the small letter L and its unit is meter and small letter m. The fourth one is temperature. Capital T represented as capital T. It is also called as thermodynamic temperature. So its SI unit is Kelvin. So it is represented by capital letter K. So fifth one is electric current. So representation, that is symbol is I and its SI unit is ampere and it is represented as A. So you have to write small letter A while we are writing ampere. So then the sixth one is amount of substance. It is represented as small letter N and unit of amount of substance is mole and the symbol is MOL. And the last one is luminous intensity. So its representation is IV. So you have to represent V in the subscript. So and its unit is candela. So it is represented as CD. So these are the 7 base units pertaining to the 7 fundamental properties. So 7 fundamental properties are mass, time, length, temperature or thermodynamic temperature, electrical current, amount of substance, and the last one is luminous intensity. So and its SI units. So these are the base units of an SI system. So mass is measured in kilogram, time is measured in seconds. So length in meter, temperature in Kelvin, electrical current in ampere, amount of substance in mole, and the last one luminous intensity in candela. Okay, so these are the 7 SI units and the 7 fundamental properties of the matter, and all other properties are so derived from these fundamental properties. SI unit also uses the prefixes for multiples and submultiples. Multiples and submultiples of unit. For example, so we know that meter. So meter is an unit of length. So if you have to measure the smaller length, we are using centimeter. So we use the centi word so as a prefix, that is before. So prefix ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು prefix ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So meter ಗಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ it is called as what? Prefix. So we are using centi. So therefore centi is an prefix. So which is used to indicate the 10 to the power of -2. That is a smaller amount. So to indicate that smaller length we are using centi. So that is a prefix. That prefix is used to indicate 10 to the power of -2. Therefore centimeter means that is equal to 10 to the power of -2 meter. So that is an multiple of this unit. So meter is an unit of length and it is a multiple of that unit. It is used as a prefix. So we have number of prefixes for the multiples and for the submultiples. Okay. So among them some are so 10 to the power of -12. So 10 to the power of -12 is given by pico. So prefix is pico and its symbol is P. So therefore 10 to the power of -12 meter means that is equal to picometer. Okay. So pico is a prefix which is used to indicate the multiple 10 to the power of -12. So like that 10 to the power of -9. So for this multiple we are using the prefix that is nano. So it is represented by the small letter n. 10 to the power of -6 is micro. It is represented by the symbol mu. 10 to the power of -3 is milli. It is represented by the small letter m. 10 to the power of -2 is centi. It is by the small letter c. 10 to the power of -1 is deci. It is represented by the d. So similarly the positive terms when we consider 10 to the power 1. So 10 to the power 1 is deca. It is represented as dA. 10 to the power of 2 is hecto. It is represented as h. 10 to the power of 3 is kilo. It is represented as small letter k. 10 to the power of 6 is mega, capital M. 10 to the power 9 is giga. It is by G. 10 to the power 12 is terra. It is by the capital letter T. So the most commonly used prefixes for these multiples and the submultiples. So these are the prefixes. So these are multiples and these are the symbols for these multiples and the submultiples. Okay. So in this session, so we learned about the properties of the matter and their measurements, and also we learnt about the importance of the chemistry. So in the next class we discuss about some physical properties and the uncertainty in the measurement. Okay, so thank you all.